Thanks for listening. Think about this for a second. When was the last time you left? Like a real, actual voicemail?
Oh, man. It has been a minute.
Right. Not a quick curated voice text that you can just listen back to and, delete if you don't like it.
Oh,
I mean, a rambling, messy message where you actually stumble over your words.
yeah. That's pretty rare these days.
It really is. Well, today we're taking a deep dive into the new Netflix film Voicemails for Isabelle. And don't worry, we are keeping this completely spoiler-free for you.
Absolutely. No spoilers.
So our mission today is to figure out how this movie manages to balance, like, laugh-out-loud humor with the really heavy reality of grief without it feeling manufactured.
Yeah, and it's an incredibly tricky balance to strike.
Hmm.
So the story follows Jill, an aspiring chef played by Zoe Deutsch.
Uh-huh.
And she's really struggling after the loss of her younger sister, Isabelle. So Jill's main coping mechanism is just calling her sister's old phone number.
To leave these, deeply honest, often really funny, and just raw voicemails. Which, if you think about your own camera roll or your text history right now, if you're anything like me, you probably rely pretty heavily on the backspace button.
Oh, 100%.
We hyper-curate how we present ourselves, but with a traditional voicemail, you don't get a safety net. You cry, you laugh, you hesitate.
Right, and that lack of a safety net was a very deliberate choice by the writer-director, Leah McKendrick.
Yeah.
Because, a voicemail forces authentic vulnerability.
Yeah.
Because Jill thinks she's just speaking to someone who's gone, she drops all her defenses.
She's just talking to the void.
Exactly. It reveals her exactly as she is, which really builds the whole emotional engine for the film.
But there is a practical reality to treating a disconnected phone number like a private diary, right? Phone companies don't just retire numbers forever.
No, they don't.
They get reassigned. So who is actually getting all these deeply personal messages?
Well, that is where the twist comes in. Isabel's old number now belongs to an Austin real estate agent named Wes.
Played by Nick Robinson.
Right, Nick Robinson. And he starts listening to Jill's unfiltered messages and just becomes completely captivated by her.
It kind of echoes those 90s classics, like, you've got mail.
Very much so.
Yeah.
But the connection is built entirely on emotional honesty rather than some contrived physical meet cute.
Yeah, and critics have pointed out that Deutsch and Robinson dodge all the usual rom-com cliches here.
They really do.
But how exactly do they pull that off? Because usually these movies rely on big, sweeping monologues or, manufactured misunderstandings to drive the plot.
Well, they pulled it off through restraint. I mean, instead of dramatic, theatrical reactions, Robinson's character listens with quiet empathy. And sometimes just sheer awkwardness.
Right, he doesn't know what to do.
Exactly. He reacts to the messy reality of her grief as a normal person would, rather than a perfect romantic archetype.
That makes so much sense.
And Deutsch delivers these monologues with such genuine pacing. Like, she breathes, she pauses, she sounds like a real person trying to process loss.
Not just an actor hitting her marks.
Right.
And that grounded feeling makes a lot of sense when you look at the inspiration behind the script. Because McKendrick wrote this as a love letter to her own sister.
Yeah, so touching.
It's proof that a story centered around grief doesn't have to be a miserable watch. It can actually pivot into something hopeful.
And you see that sincerity reflected in the production, too. I mean, they shot on location in San Francisco, so they captured the real atmosphere of the city.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But the production was intensely focused on small details. There's this story from the set where McKendrick actually paused filming during a cooking scene just to make sure they had the exact right type of lettuce on the counter.
Okay, wait. I have to challenge that a bit, though. Pausing a whole movie production to find the right lettuce.
I know.
Does that actually translate to the screen, or is it just a bit pretentious?
Well, it sounds extreme, I get it, but it serves a really crucial psychological purpose in filmmaking.
Okay, how so?
Grief itself is huge, abstract, and overwhelming. If the environment feels fake or slightly off,
Like using generic movie props.
exactly, the audience subconsciously disconnects. But by anchoring this massive emotion in highly specific, tangible realities, like a lived-in chef's kitchen with the correct ingredients, it grounds the viewer.
Oh, wow.
It makes the world feel solid, which in turn makes the abstract emotional pain feel real rather than manipulative.
That makes a lot of sense. The physical details anchor the emotional weight.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Voicemails for Isabelle uses a reassigned phone number to show how human connection actually heals us. It's a reminder that love evolves, it reshapes our lives, even after someone is gone.
Absolutely. The medium she uses to grieve becomes the exact tool that opens up her future.
So we'll leave you with this thought. The film turns an everyday piece of technology into a profound tool for healing.
It really does.
If you had access to a disconnected phone line right now, and you could leave one messy, completely unedited voicemail for someone from your past, what is the very first thing you would say?